The dream is over. The United States men's national team is out of the 2026 World Cup.
It happened on home soil, in Seattle, in front of a stadium full of hopeful fans. A 4-1 defeat to Belgium ended a run that had captured the nation's attention.
For weeks, Americans believed this could finally be the year everything changed for U.S. soccer.
Instead, the round of 16 delivered heartbreak and questions about what comes next.
At the center of it all stands one man, head coach Mauricio Pochettino.
Hired in 2024, he arrived as the most expensive coach in American soccer history.
His resume speaks for itself, with stops at Tottenham, Paris Saint-Germain, and Chelsea.
Expectations were sky high, built on a belief that his experience would translate to the international stage.
And for a while, it looked like it might actually happen.
The USMNT topped Group D, a feat American fans hadn't seen in over a decade. Wins over Paraguay and Australia built real momentum heading into the knockout rounds. Then came a hard-fought victory over Bosnia-Herzegovina, advancing the Americans further than expected. It was only the second knockout round win in the program's entire history.
Fans allowed themselves to dream of something historic, something the country had never achieved. But international football has a habit of humbling even the most confident sides. Belgium arrived with talent, poise, and a plan that the Americans could not solve.
Charles de Ketelaere struck early, just 9 minutes into the contest. Malik Tillman answered back, briefly giving the home crowd real hope. That hope lasted only minutes before Belgium responded again before half-time.
The second half brought no rescue, only more distance between the two sides.
Hans Vanaken extended the lead, and the writing was already on the wall. A late strike sealed it, closing the book on America's World Cup journey.
Adding to the drama, striker Folarin Balogun's status had been in question all week.
A suspension was paused by FIFA, allowing him to start despite Belgium's strong objections.
The Belgian Federation publicly voiced its frustration over that eligibility decision. Still, even with Balogun on the field, the Americans could not find their rhythm. After the final whistle, Pochettino faced reporters and did not hide from the result.
He admitted the team simply was not good enough on the biggest stage.
There was no blame placed on referees, opponents, or circumstances beyond their control. He spoke instead about learning from the moment and understanding what went wrong. For many fans, though, the explanations offered little comfort after such high hopes. Social media lit up with debate over the coach's tactics and decisions all night. Analysts began asking the uncomfortable question almost immediately after the final whistle. Is this the end of the Pochettino era with the U.S. national team? It's worth remembering, this isn't unfamiliar territory for American soccer fans. Back in 2022, the USMNT also fell in the round of 16 against the Netherlands. History in some painful ways, appears to be repeating itself once again.
Reports suggest US Soccer had offered Pochettino an extension through the 2030 World Cup.
But after this exit, that offer's future suddenly feels far less certain.
His current contract was set to expire at the tournament's conclusion.
That timing puts enormous pressure on US Soccer's leadership in the coming weeks. Do they stick with continuity or start over with a fresh voice?
It's a decision that will shape the program for years to come.
Because, for all the disappointment, this tournament wasn't without real progress. The Americans won multiple group stage matches for the first time since 1930. They topped their group for the first time in over a decade.
Progress is real, but in football, results are what fans remember most. So the question lingers over every training ground and boardroom in American soccer. What happens to Pochettino now, and what happens to US Soccer's biggest dream?